Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. Look, a new wall! Eventually you'll see the whole house. In the meantime, we got a stack of these to get through. Let's start right off with number 4 of the miniseries Spider-Man India, which is a great book if you haven't been buying it. Of course, it's over next issue. Nikesh Shukla is our writer, Scott Hanna is our inker, Tatum Gadu. Tatum, I hope I got that right. Is our penciler. And come to find out that the lizard is teamed up, the India lizard, not our lizard, not Kurt Connors, but another doctor, because apparently doctors want to be giant lizards. So, I think it makes you crazy is what it is. So, anyways, we have Spider-Man India, who's been in hiding for this whole time, has to come back because the lizard is trying to kill him along with this giant muscle man who they're trying to find out why he is what he is. So we get a wrap up next issue. It's been pretty fun. I hope they give him his own book. Alright. Moon Knight, number 3 of the mini-series City of the Dead. Because as we all know, they're going to kill Moon Knight. We'll see how long that lasts. Writer David Pepose, penciler Sean Damian Hill, inker Jay Leiston. Moon Knight's helping out a kid named Khalil Nasser. Went into a coma, so he had to go into the land of the dead to get the kid out, and he met his old girlfriend in there as well. Oh, I saw a bug. Oh well. Anytime you get to see a fight with a chainsaw and Moon Knight's the one using the chainsaw, it's always a good time. This is a fun book. It's a little silly as Moon Knight can get, and Khalil might actually be an incarnation of an ancient Egyptian god. We'll probably find out next issue. I think this is a 5-issue miniseries as well. Marvel Unleashed number 2. Unleashed because they're pets and they don't have any owners. Unleashed. Get it? Alright. So, we have writer Kyle Starks, artist Jesus Herbas, and last issue, Craven kidnapped Lockjaw because this guy wants to bring back this weird Blackheart. He's from the Ghost Rider book as well. So all the pets show up. It's funny that D-Man, there's no picture. D-Man, the German Shepherd, is actually a girl, but she's a good boy, or a good girl. She's very good. And then they did a thing that I had not seen since the days of 101 Dalmatians, when D-Man goes out to get the word out and does the midnight bark, where they bark and everyone else hears the bark, and then they have to send the bark to someone else. And Stephen Strange's Ghost Basset Hound goes to help, and Throg the Thunder Frog is back. This is a great book. The D-Man thing is killing me, though. It's making me sad, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, we got a new number 1. I was excited about this. We finally get her own Power Girl, issue 1. I hope they decide to just keep that for us. We like that. Apparently there's a thing where humans and aliens aren't getting along. Writer is Leah Williams, penciler is Eduardo Pansica, inker is Julio Ferreira, and Power Girl has a new, she's trying to use alien technology to make it better here for us, because she says basically sustainability is a farce with what we have in our current technology. And then they're going to have an auction for these cool things that'll help things on Earth, just like energy not weapons, there's no weapons in here. I keep looking at the thing and there's a weapon. It's an interesting first issue. He kind of just throws her right in off the deep end, so I was excited about that. I was also excited because every issue of DC this month has the preview, we'll call it preview, of Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong. Can't wait. Speaking of Godzilla, I was just talking about him, wasn't I? Godzilla War for Humanity, issue number 2. Written by Andrew McLean. Artwork by Jake Smith. When you get your first page is in Madagascar with a giant Anguirus picture, you know you're in good hands. But there's this evil alienish, what do you want to call it? Plant monster that's trying to take over all the kaiju. They turned Mogira into a Voltron, basically. The artwork for this is awesome. This is underground artwork at its finest. That's really the only way I can think to say it. But there's something going on with the kaiju, and they need Godzilla, and Godzilla's not interested. So Mothra comes to slap him in the face and tell him to get to work. And then, of course, next issue, all I saw was a big picture of Ghidorah. So we'll see how that goes. The artwork for this is awesome. This is the best artwork I've seen in a Godzilla comic book in forever. Just such a good time. Not since Rulers of the Earth have I been that excited about Godzilla artwork. All right, Betty Page. We didn't get a lot of photo covers for this series, so I just went with the Linzer. Oh, I said it right. Writers are Mirka Andolfo and Luca Blandino. Illustrators are Alyssa Ferrari with Mara Angelilli and Tommaso Ronda. Getting better at this. So when last we left Betty, she has a twin. Someone's after the twin because she's connected to the mafia, the mob, whatever. I still say that this is fun because it's written and drawn, not written, but it's drawn like a Disney cartoon, like a Disney, animated cartoon. The only problem I have with it is there was and it's so tiny, so yes, I'm going to complain about it. Betty's in the shower, and all you see is the backside of Betty naked. I'm not really sure why, and we won't get a zoom in on it. I just trust me. Go find the comic book and look at it. This is the worst artwork of a naked woman I've ever seen in my life. She looks like she's 10. This is gross. Bad job, you 3 artists whose name I made up. I didn't make them up. They're real. All right, and but it ended good. Ended with Betty saving the day. We'll get another one. I like the artwork, except for they can't draw a naked girl from the back. Whatever. All right, Unstoppable Doom Patrol goes to war. 6 out of 7. They added an issue, but then the issue they added was in the middle, and it was the one I complained about earlier. And here we are. Thank you. Dennis Culver is our writer. Chris Burnham is our artist. And the Doom Patrol is training the newbies when a bunch of bad guys show up. There's even an elephant guy. I mean, he looks like an elephant, but he's a guy. My favorite thing in this is there's a lady superhero. No, supervillain named the Quiz. This cool costume, the Quiz. And the minute she shows up, Cliff, Robot Man, starts rattling off superhero powers. Invisibility, invulnerability, super speed. Because the Quiz has every power you haven't thought of. So the faster you name them, the less powers that she has. And just awesome. And they took her out by somebody yelling imposter syndrome. So, yes, I like this Doom Patrol. Next issue is supposed to be the last issue. We'll see if it is. Mishun Mala and his old man, that was his buddy. The old man's been turned into something called the Eternal Flame. We'll see how that goes. This is a lot of fun. I really need them to keep giving me Doom Patrol, though. They have to listen. Doom Patrol's awesome. The comic book I didn't think would still be around, number 9 of The Dead Lucky. And it is writer Melissa Flores, artist French Carlo Magno. It deals with people with superheroes who have PTSD. That's really the end bottom line of it. And more heroes, well, they're not superheroes either, they're kind of mercs, showing up because they're trying to take over the West Coast that's run by these bad guys that have robots called Murobots, because it was invented by a guy named Muro. And they're trying to find a way to corrupt the robots so that they can take over. They're trying to get under the... But it's kind of hard to do, especially with the PTSD thing. And then there's a recipe for a lychee margarita in the back. They always put recipes. So I thought that was neat. And I can't believe they haven't canceled this book. It's very good. It's really hard science fiction wrapped up in a PTSD war story. It's all those things. And then finally, let's celebrate the 30th anniversary together of the sweet and adorable Amy Rose. She got her own Sonic the Hedgehog one-shot. We've been getting a lot of one-shots for Sonic. I think they're all going to have their things at the same time because Sonic the Hedgehog, that's how it works. Story is by Ian Flynn. Art is Aaron Hammerstrom. But then it says inks, so I don't know how that works. Well, inks are Matt Froese. So Metal Sonic is after Amy Rose. She has her little fortune-telling cards, and she has to go find, in the game Sonic the Hedgehog, when you beat Robotnik or Eggman, at the end of the things, you'd step on the plunger and let the little critters out. This thing's full of those, and it's because Robotnik got mad at some of the bad guys and imprisoned them, but then also some of the good guys got imprisoned. So now Amy has to use her special fortune-telling cards to find out who's where and to save the day. She even saves Sonic the Hedgehog. And she gets to smack stuff with her hammer, because that's great. Yep, this is a lot of fun. Just one. I like that it wasn't chopping up stories. It's just one really big, long Amy Rose story. And they get to put one over on good old Eggman. So, yep, there's her 30th anniversary. I don't know who would be next. I think they did a Tails one and a Sonic one, so we might be done with them for a while. So, anyways. Sophie, Fiona, didn't see it all because you were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, going to the Hello Kitty Cafe pop-up truck. And you got all sorts of goodies. And you had a good time, which was awesome. Because we went to the movies. We saw X. 2 thumbs way up for that. I did also watch Cocaine Bear this weekend. 3 thumbs up for that, but I don't only have 2. So yeah, Sophie Field, we'll see you again soon because October is started. It's October 1st. Halloween season. Got to go do Halloween stuff. That's just how it works. For the rest of you, as I always tell you, you can go to the library. Oh, that's a good example. You can go to the library. You can go to the comic book store. So for example, I always tell you guys to go to the library. Well, this week, today, Martha and I went to the library and I got these books to read for free, and I can give them back after I am done. I got DC Pride, so it's LGBTQ superheroes with stories. I got Chip Zdarsky, one of my favorite writers. He wrote Squirrel Girl, for a comic book called Public Domain, which I have no idea what it's about. There's a big thing here of Batman Under the Red Hood, about the Red Hood. So tons of comic books with the Red Hood in it. I always meant to read this and I never got around to it. Captain America's Truth. This is the guy who came before Steve Rogers. And it's Kyle Baker art. And yeah, Kyle Baker art is insane. He usually draws Plastic Man. And since Plastic Man's crazy, you don't mind. So I'll see how I like this. I'll let you know next time. And then the Neil Gaiman, John Romita Jr. Eternals miniseries, which helped them go, hey, we should probably make a movie. So, although I hope, for spoilers for you who don't watch and read these things, I really hope that Neil Gaiman didn't make the Eternals robots like they are in the Marvel movie. That's the only thing about the Marvel movie I'm not really fond of. So, see, look at this. This is like a good 20 pounds of comic books here. There's a lot, and they're all hardcovers. Then I give them back when I'm done. So, see, didn't spend a dime, got to read a bunch of comic books. So, anyway, go find a comic book to read. Oh, we're going to do the thing where we split them up. Hold on. I don't know. Dead Lucky, that's not a superhero comic book. Doom Patrol's barely a superhero comic book. But and, alright. Wait, hold on. Okay, okay. So, superheroes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then non-superheroes, 3. So superheroes 1 this week. If we count the one that Martha got for herself that I don't really read, Stuff of Nightmares, R.L. Stine, then it would be still Superheroes 1. So, in the meantime, I'll see you next week. Go read a comic book.